Hello and welcome back to Pillar and Foundation Apologetics. My name is Sam. I'm your armchair apologist. Today we'll be talking about a thing called labels. Now, what are labels? It's a phrase that you use, and it's going to be seems like, looks like, sounds like, feels like. Okay? Now, why would you throw these into your conversation? Well, the first reason is to gain information without asking questions. Let's say you're in a situation and mechanic's working on your car, and you're just talking to the mechanic, and you say something along the lines of, seems like you really enjoy your work. The mechanic may come around and say, oh yeah, I love working on cars. I started when I was a child. I had a go-kart, and I went through high school, and I took shop, and I went to this school for automotive, and I got this certification and that certification, and I've got a hot rod in the garage that I'm working on, and he's giving you all this information, and you never asked for it. You just said, seems like you've been doing this a long time, or sounds like you really know what you're doing, or whatever the case is. You use this to get information and also to make your bonds stronger. Now, in addition to this, you can also use false labels. So let's say, for argument's sake, you're going to say something that you know is absolutely false, and they're going to jump all over it. So, and you don't use this all the time, just sporadically, okay? You have to pick your time that you're going to use it, and that's totally up to you. But let's say you're speaking to somebody that drives, let's say an Uber. You're in an Uber, and you're going to your destination, and you say to the driver, you know, I've heard that Uber drivers get paid $50 an hour, and it's great, and you get all these tax write-offs, and it's a great company to work for. And the next thing you know, the driver says, oh man, you've got it all wrong. I get cancellations all the time. The customers are fighting with me about how much it is. Sometimes they tell me the wrong place, and then they want me to go someplace else. And they're spilling their guts about why Uber is the worst place in the world to work for. Now, and again, this is an example. I'm not dissing Uber, okay? But they're giving you all this information. Have you asked for all this information? No, you haven't. You just use a label, and now they're opening up to you and giving you all sorts of information. Information that, if you're going back and forth with a Protestant, you may be able to use, okay? So that's why you use this. Now, the other reason you would use a label is as an escape. So let's say a Protestant comes to you and says, oh, seems like you Catholics worship statues. All of us, you've had it right up to here with this. And, oh, we don't worship statues, blah, blah, blah. And you get all upset about it, and you're going back at the Protestant. And he says, whoa, wait a minute. I said, it seems like you worship statues. Okay? The Protestant has pulled himself out of the hot seat and diffuse the situation because he said it seems like Catholics worship statues, not Catholics worship statues, okay? So there's a lot of reasons why you would use a label. You don't have to use labels every single time you give a rebuttal to a Protestant, but it's good to use them, and it's a great way to get a lot more information than asking a pile of questions that you may or may not know that you're on the right track with, okay? So use labels, and again, like I say on all my videos, please like, subscribe, make some comments, but most of all, share this video with your Catholic friends. You never know that it may save a soul down the road someplace, okay? Thank you so much, and I will see you on the next video.